Over dinner last week, a friend of mine asked, Casey, are you ever nervous? Are you ever worried that you might not be able to find clients or that your business might fail? And I stopped because it was a good question, and I realized the answer is truthfully no, I'm never nervous. And before you think I'm being arrogant or I've just made it, let me explain why. Because the reason I'm never nervous is something that you can build too. And I genuinely want that for you, my friend. The reason why I'm never nervous isn't because I have a huge amount of money saved up. It's not because I have guaranteed contracts, and it's frankly not because my business is even on autopilot. I'm never nervous because I have an audience, I have a brand, and I have enough goodwill in the market, enough good reputation that I know I will always have options. And that's what I want to break down today, because this is the real freedom that entrepreneurship can give you. Not just money, not just flexibility, but this deep sense of security that actually comes from knowing that no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. I don't see enough people talking about this framework when talking about entrepreneurship, so I just want to add my 2 cents to the market. So with that, let me show you exactly how to build this sense of security and safety net for yourself. So first, let's talk about why most entrepreneurs are constantly nervous. And if you're an entrepreneur, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. There's this constant low-level anxiety, this voice in the back of your head that's always asking, what if this client leaves? What if next month is slow? What if this launch doesn't work? What if I can't find enough clients? And it makes sense why this anxiety exists, because most entrepreneurs are dependent on a small number of clients or customers. They're dependent on a specific strategy working. They're dependent on things they fully cannot control. So every month, they're essentially starting from scratch. They need to find new clients. They need to make new sales. They need to prove themselves over and over again. And that is exhausting. That is stressful. That is anxiety inducing. And I see this all the times with the folks that we work with, especially within our Brick by Brick cohort. They come to us, they're talented, they're smart, they're experts, they deliver great work, but they are stressed out of their minds because they don't have a consistent pipeline of opportunities. They're living deal to deal, customer to customer, client to client, launch to launch. And I get it. I've been there, especially earlier in this journey of entrepreneurship. I was definitely in that space. When you're just grinding, hustling, trying to make things work, and you're never quite sure if it's gonna work out. But my friend, let me tell you, there's a different way. There's a path to building a business where you are literally never nervous, where you don't have that consistent anxiety, where you know deep in your bones that you are going to be okay no matter what. And I'm telling you, once you are in that place, things start becoming magical. So let me tell you what changed for me. It wasn't one big thing. It was a series of decisions over several years, but they all led to the same outcome: building an audience and building a brand. When I started showing up consistently on LinkedIn, when I started creating content, when I started helping people and just giving away my most important frameworks and value for free, something shifted. Now, at first, nothing changed. I wasn't getting more clients from it. I wasn't making more money. It honestly felt like I was just shouting into the void. But I kept showing up. I kept creating. I kept giving value. I kept helping people. And slowly over time, people started to know who I was. They started to recognize my name. They started to associate me with specific things: brand building, content strategy, helping founders show up online, TikTok or LinkedIn. And then opportunities started coming to me. People would tag me in a conversation. Somebody would recommend me to a friend. Someone would DM me asking if I had availability for a project. And the thing is, these were not cold leads. These were warm, sometimes the hottest of hot leads. People who already knew me, they already trusted me, and they already wanted to work with me. And as this continued, as my audience grew, as my brand got stronger, I realized something pretty profound. I had built a safety net unintentionally, but I had built a safety net. Not a financial safety net, although that came later, but a reputational safety net, which I argue is way more important than a financial safety net. A relationship safety net. And I knew that if everything fell apart tomorrow, if all my clients left, if my business completely failed, I would still have this audience. I would still have this brand. I would still have these relationships. And I could leverage these to create new opportunities. So let me break down why having an audience and a brand is so powerful. In life, it all comes down to options. When you have an audience, when you have a brand, When you have a good reputation in the market, you have options, multiple options, good options. If you want to launch a new service, you have an audience to launch it to. If you want to create a course, you have people willing to buy it. If you want to find a new client, you can literally just post about it and opportunities will come to you. If you want to pivot your entire business model, you have a built-in audience that trusts you and will follow you wherever you go. That's the power of having a brand. That's the power of having an audience. You're not dependent on any one thing. You're not dependent on any one client. You're not dependent on any one strategy. You have leverage. You have flexibility. You have security. And that's why I'm never nervous, because I know no matter what happens, I have options, good options, options that come from years of building trust, building relationships, and building a reputation. Now, most entrepreneurs are operating from a position of weakness. They need the client more than the client needs them. They need the sale more than the buyer needs to buy. But when you have a brand, when you have an audience, you're operating from a position of strength. You have leverage. You're not desperate. You're not anxious. You know your worth. You know people want to work with you, and you know opportunities will come. So how do you actually build this? How do you get to a place where you're never nervous? First, it starts with a very simple decision. You need to build an audience and you need to build a brand. And I know that sounds obvious, but most people don't actually do it. They think about it, they talk about it, but they don't do it. They don't commit to it. So first, you need to pick a platform and show up consistently. I don't care what platform it is. LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you're comfortable, go for it. Now, little asterisk here. I'm really bullish on LinkedIn right now, but my friend, I want you to pick wherever you are going to show up consistently. Pick that platform and go all in. But the key here is that you need to be there consistently, not posting once a week, not posting when you feel like it, consistently. For me, that meant posting on LinkedIn multiple times a week, every single week since February of 2024. Second, you need to give value, real value, not just promotional content, not just buy my stuff. Share what you're learning, share your insights, help people solve problems, answer questions, be useful. Every piece of content you create is a deposit into your reputation bank account. Every person you help is building goodwill. Every insight you share is demonstrating expertise. Third, and I know this is gonna sound cliche, but my friend, I need you to be patient. This is not going to happen overnight. It's not gonna happen in 3 months. It's not probably even gonna happen within a year. It took me probably 2 to 3 years of consistently showing up on LinkedIn before I really felt like I had built something substantial. But again, even before that, I had shown up for years on other platforms like Facebook and TikTok and how I built pretty good audiences there. So here's the thing, 2 to 3 years is going to pass by anyway. You can spend those 2 to 3 years building an audience and building a brand, or you can spend those 2 to 3 years staying anxious, nervous, and constantly in grind mode. It's your decision. Fourth, I want you to focus on relationships, not just followers. It's not about how many people follow you. It's about how many people know you, trust you, and will be willing to help you or work with you. I'd rather have 1,000 followers who really know me and trust me than 100,000 followers who just scroll past my content. It's quality over quantity always. Now, let me tell you what it feels like to be on the other side of this. It feels like breathing room, like space, like freedom. Y'all, I promise you, I wake up and I'm not stressed about where my next client is gonna come from. I'm not refreshing my email hoping someone responded. I'm not anxiously checking if somebody has signed up for our Brick by Brick waitlist. Instead, I am focused every day on putting out the most impactful, the greatest work I can. I am focused on serving clients I already have, and I'm focused on creating value for my audience, for y'all watching these videos. I rest and get to rest in this abundant mindset of there's enough out there for us to all win, and really try to put out everything that I'm learning in this game. And with that, opportunities come to me. People reach out, doors open, options present themselves. And when I do want to launch something like Brick by Brick cohorts or things like that, when I do want to make an ask, I have an audience that's already there, already listening and already trusting me. It's not arrogance, y'all. It's not cockiness. It's confidence built on years of showing up delivering value and building relationships. Actually caring about this audience that I'm building and actually serving them at my highest level every day. And I want this for you. I genuinely want you to get to a place where you're never nervous, where you know deep down that you're going to be okay, where you have enough goodwill, enough reputation, enough brand in the market that you always have options. Because y'all, that's the real freedom. That's the real security. That's what entrepreneurship can give you if you build it right. Here's the thing though, it's a long game and you gotta commit to the long game. Most people aren't willing to play the long game. They want results now. They want clients now. They want money now. They want to go viral now. And I get it. I really do. But if you can extend your timeline, if you can think in decades instead of years or months or weeks or days, if you can play the long game, you are going to win because everyone is playing the short game. Everyone is trying to get results next week, next month, tomorrow. But you're building something that compounds, something that gets stronger over time, something that once you have it can never really be taken away from you. Your audience, your brand, your reputation, that's an asset, a real asset, more valuable than money in the bank because it's generative. It creates opportunities, it creates options, it creates security. So start building today, right now. Pick your platform, create your first piece of content, help someone for free, start depositing into your reputation bank account. Because I promise you, 2 years from now, you're gonna be so grateful that you started today. So that's why I'm never nervous. That's why I sleep pretty well at night. That's why I don't have this constant entrepreneurial anxiety. It's because I've built an audience, I've built a brand, I've built a reputation, and I have enough goodwill in the market that I know I always have options. And again, my friend, I need that. I really, really want that for you, but you gotta want it too. So here's my challenge. Start building today. I want you to start taking a platform, start posting, and start giving away your best value for free today. Create one piece of content, help one person, make one deposit into your reputation bank account. And if you need some more help on frameworks or structures or guidelines, I have all of my frameworks ready for you to download. Just find the link below. Again, why would I do something like this? Because there's enough out there for us to all win, my friend. Get going. Don't just watch this video and nod along. Go pull out your phone, pull out your laptop, and go post right now. Tag me in it if you want to. With that, my friend, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.